The old sun's just starting to poke its head up. Beautiful morning. I'm standing there. We were up the top there. And there's blood there. Blood there. Blood there. Blood, 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 deer. Oh, here he is. Young spiker, bigger than the spiker I shot yesterday. Yesterday? What day is it? Monday? Monday, yeah. So Saturday shot that other one. So, yeah, he's a bit toast. He's got a nice hole in the section. He's dumped a lot of blood. He's going nowhere. The old PRC doesn't take prisoners. 143 ELDX in that one. So, yeah, taken from up there. We were just sidling around to our lookout to watch all this again this morning. So the sun's coming up, but I'll disturb this little gut now, so don't think we'll see anything else in here. The two we shot the first night, Saturday night, were up in that gut area there. Right, the breeze is starting to kick in now the sun's come up. Dave, the good bastard, said he was going to carry it back to the hut for me.
Yeah.
Hey Dave.
In your dreams. He's big. Not bigger than the other one.
Yeah, bigger than the one I shot the other Saturday. Yeah. We still looking at going over to the burn tonight?
I don't think there's much point, is there?
I've seen enough animals around here, that's for sure. So, oh well.
You see 5 last night, didn't you?
5 last night, yeah. We'll get Dave to take a couple of pics for me, and yeah, then we'll get on with the messy bit. We'll be back at the hut for smoko. Be an early afternoon nap today, Dave.
Yeah. You like your afternoon naps?
I've got to have your afternoon nap. Right, into it. This is what I was talking about with the kill bag. They just whipped that out of the backpack and everything's there. The meat bags, rope, knife, steel, all ready. So we'll get into them. And when you don't have a tree nearby in the scrub country, the old tripod comes in handy for hanging the back leg out to skin it. Getting there. Just got the meat hanging in the shade at the moment. The sun's behind some clouds just to chill down before we pick it back to the hut. All back stakes up there. A bite to the breeze actually, it's quite chilly. Be good for climbing back up the hill at least anyway. Not too bad, happy with the Springfield and the SIG so far. Right, there he is, all tucked in, ready for the walk back up over the hill. Dave's packing meat as well. climbing up over that one and back up the valley to the hut. Time for a cup of tea. Bows, this is the advantage of the helicopter. Dave's just cooked us up some lunch. Bacon and eggs.
Yep.
Yeah, tough life, isn't it?
It is.
Sleep all
Better
day.
than DI.
Sleep all day. I can eat like pigs. So we might have to go for another walk tonight. I'm just about to head out for an evening walk. It's about 5 o'clock. It's been raining since 2. Tussock's all nice and wet. So put on the wet weather gear. Although it's not raining now, it'll keep us dry pushing through the tussock. So we'll head down valley and glass up another side creek. See what's around. Feel like the abominable snowman all dressed up.
Yep.
Made it out to a glassing spot. I've seen a few deer here before. Coming out of the bush edge just before dark. There were 2 over here this morning. So yeah, hoping they might feed back out tonight. Bit of drizzle coming through still. I just had to take the raincoats off, we were too hot. So you just sit and wait now. Well, that was an interesting finish to the day. Hey Dave.
Yeah.
We sat watching that lookout until just before dark. Well, it got dark while we were there, but just before dark 2 deer come out the bush and they were moving really quick through the scrub. And they were about 350 away, and then by the time they got close to us, or about 160 I think was the closest I measured, but they were moving too quick through the scrub and they dropped down into a creek, and by then it was too dark. So hopefully tomorrow we'll go back and they'll still be feeding around that area in the morning and see what happens. And it's another 2 scene. Just waiting for the mist to lift. It's just got light. This is where we saw the 2 last night, down in there. Sort of hoping that they're out feeding still. Here it comes. Still thick as. Hoping it'll burn off soon. Won't be able to shoot looking into it, that's for sure. Bloody cold. Hey Dave.
Yeah, 1.7 degrees.
Well, took ages for the mist to clear, but nothing about. Just been glassing all the warm spots and the bush edges just to see if anything comes out to dry off, but nothing. So we might go back to the hut, have a coffee and possibly some pancakes, dry all the gear out. It's all soaked from walking through this wet scrub. Just come out, heading up the valley for the evening. Going to go and bush stalk that ridge again. Come out at the head of the valley and see if we can repeat the other night. Well, not repeat everything from the other night, hopefully we come home with a deer. Made it to the bush edge. Dave's gone further up the valley. He's going to sit and wait. I'm going to cut round the same loop I did the other day. Wind's all wrong, it could be probably mostly up my arse, but I'm just hoping there's a few sheltered little broadleaf guts up here that might get a chance. We'll see. It's about 4:30, so still early. So, yep, I'll catch my breath and then get into a stalk. Well, the stalk along the bush there didn't bring anything. Caught up with Dave. It's actually looking like it's gonna rain. So, just getting the weather forecast and we'll cruise back to the hut just before dark again. See if anything comes out of that scrub edge. Well, we're bailing. It's just started spitting. Just checked the forecast on the inReach and we're due for some heavy rain for the next day and a half. So it looks like it's on its way. It's a bit early to be heading back, but I'd rather head back dry with no deer than wet with no deer. So, back to the hut. Yep. We'll call this a hut day. She's not very pleasant outside. That's right, it was forecast. Don't know if you can see that, it's little bits of hail, ice dripping down the window. She's not very nice out there. Oh, it's Thursday afternoon. We've lost a day and a half at least now to the weather. It was actually snowing yesterday. Blowing its tits off, yeah, sleet. It's still blowing quite hard now and still spitting, but we fly out tomorrow, so it's sort of a last ditch evening hunt. Dave's heading off down the valley. I'm going to head up valley, do another bush hunt, and then this evening sit and watch the scrubby faces. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be that comfortable, but we're running out of time, so we'll see you out there. Just made my way up to the head of the valley. You can see there's the blue sky trying to poke through, but it's still a light spit. Just had to stop and take off the wet weather gear. It's getting too hot, and the tussock's actually dry with all the wind. So yep, about to get into sneaky mode and bush talk this ridge again. Maybe third time lucky. Well, I buggered that one up. I spotted, I think it was a hind. I'll show you a bit of video, but I spotted an animal in the middle of tussock, and it's just feeding down towards the creek amongst all the Dracophyllum, and I was 300 odd away, but I'm standing in all this crap, and not ideal for trying to take a shot like that. So I snuck into where I found a bit of a tussock hump, and I could see through the scrub at 150, but it was behind some Dracophyllum on the other side. And you'll see what I'm dealing with over there. It's just thick, so it was behind this drac, and I couldn't for the life of me get it in the scope. I waited and I waited, and I'm losing light fast. You can't actually see, but it's quite dark now. So yeah, I decided to try and shift to the side to try and get a bit of angle on it. I went about 50 yards sideways and looked up, and I could just see its body, so lay down again, and bugger me, next I saw it was up on the bush edge and gone. It hightailed, so it must have seen me move. Bugger. Oh well, so it doesn't look like it, but pretty much almost lost the light now. So going to head back to the hut and catch up with Dave, see how he got on. Well, it's another trip done and dusted. Just waiting for Chris to turn up. Bit of a light drizzle, not much really. And breeze is pretty good, so shouldn't be a problem picking up today. Here he is now. You're dreaming. So yeah, 3 deer coming home this trip. Should have been 5. We had a couple of complications. Dave missing one and me spooking one last night. So good trip anyway. Lost a couple of days to the weather. First time we've had that for a trip for a while. We've been pretty lucky lately, so can't complain. Time to go home and play with the new rifle and stretch it out and get the gear ready, back to work on Monday. Here comes the yellow taxi.
Turn.
Uber Eats. Oh, has he got the fucking wobbles?